Welcome to the Firearms Show. Today we have the Chiappa 1873 chambered in a 22.
It is.
This is a replica of the Colt 45 Peacemaker. That was a popular gun.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you've ever seen a Western, you've seen an 1873.
You'd have to.
You know, the old Pacemaker, the gun that won the West. I mean, that was the cowboy gun. Now, this one, being a replica of that, is a single action. So why don't you explain what a single action is, so some people may not understand what that really means.
Single action is just basically every time you pull the trigger, you have to Okay, so you squeeze the trigger, okay, after the last round is fired, you're going to have to pull the hammer back again to fire the next round.
Now, I picked this particular model up at one of the Tanner gun shows. I paid $140 for it, which I thought was a pretty good price. I mean, you can get them brand new for $150, $160. This is an older model. There's a newer version that actually has a mechanical safety built into it, but this is more true to form from the original 1873. And being a single action, it's quite a bit of fun.
It is.
Now, what did you think of? We went to the range, we shot them. What did you think of the feel to it?
I actually really enjoyed the feel of it. I was a little concerned initially, but once actually holding the weapon and actually shooting the weapon, I mean, I was very impressed. I really liked it.
And being a 22, you
can't really go wrong.
There's no recoil either. I mean, it's clink, clink, clink.
It really is.
But it does. It feels really good in the hand. I mean, it's a full-size gun. I mean, just because it's a 22, they didn't really skimp on size or anything. It's like handling a 45 just in a 22. In terms of firepower, well, I mean, it's a 22, but it's a what is this? A six shot?
It is a 6 shot.
6 shot. So some of the newer ones, I think they have an 8 shot now, because you can fit more rounds into that barrel. They just drill them a little tighter. And also, I should mention, on the new ones, they come with 2 different cylinders. Mm-hmm. This is the 22 long rifle, which is, I mean, certainly popular, but it also comes in a 22 mag.
That is awesome.
I mean, that gives you a little bit more stopping power. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you were going to carry this as a self-defense weapon, I guess you'd want to have a 22 mag versus long rifle.
Yeah, I think I'd carry something else, but it is still a good gun.
Well, actually, we kind of skipped over it. Let's talk about the use cases for this. Why would somebody get a gun like this?
I mean, first off, I would think blinker. I mean, realistically, it's a darn good blinker. It's an accurate blinker. I mean, that'd be it for me as far as that's concerned.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that. You know, just as a self-defense gun, not really. I mean, granted, it's better than not having anything.
I agree.
So there's always that, right? It's better than not having anything. However, being limited to 6 shots of 22 may not be your best choice if you're going for this as your first gun.
And not to mention the fact that it is a single action.
Yeah, so you're cocking and you're firing, you're cocking, you're firing. But taking this thing to the range,
it's a blast.
It's just, and you don't go through ammo very quickly.
No, that's a nice thing, and especially as hard as it is to find two these days.
But since each time to load it, you half cock it, and you go through each cylinder, put around in, rotate it, put around in, rotate it, put around in, rotate it. And when you're done, you open it back up, push it out, go to the next one, push it out. This is not it's not an ammo burner by any stretch of the imagination.
No, and probably wouldn't, I don't think a lot of people, unless you're into the cowboy action guns, would really appreciate this, but I mean, I do, I know you do.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's just a great little blinker. Really
and I didn't really get it for the historical relevance to it as much as I actually got it for my handgun classes as a demonstrator. I love shooting this thing.
It is awesome. I really like it.
Now, how well does this tear down for cleaning?
It actually tears down very easily. There's a button on the side. Push it. You pull this rod out. Put that off to the side. And there we go. There's a cylinder. You do the same thing if you're, although we don't have one to test, but for the 22 Magnum, it'd be just as easy as that to switch out that cylinder.
So now you're just going to clean the action here, clean clean these out, put it back together.
You're good to go.
Not much to it.
No,
and that
really
took you no time at all. Some of our bullet points here. Fun factor.
Oh, very fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I mean, when we go to the range, we'll take half a dozen guns with us, and you don't burn through a lot of ammo, but man, it's just fun to fire.
It is.
It's accurate. It's easy. It's got some weight to it. It's not super light.
It does.
But that does make it accurate, and there's absolutely no recoil. So fun factor, absolutely off the charts.
I agree.
Our last bullet point here, value.
You can't really go wrong for $140.
$150 for a nice plinker that's going to last you a long, long time. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be cheap to run. You can see it's easy to clean when you get back to the house. I think fun factor value is off the chart on this one. So
I agree as well.
Definitely a good gun to have for that. And any final impressions on it?
No, I think anybody that really likes cowboy Western type guns would really enjoy something like this.
And definitely a starter gun for somebody.
Definitely,
if you've got kids that you're trying to get into shooting, if you're going to go to the range and you're going to take someone to the range for the first time, they've never shot anything.
This is a good choice.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really why anytime I'm going to take a guest with me to the range who's never shot before, I'm going to put them on this first. It's dead simple. They're going to be on paper. Mm-hmm. They're going to have fun, and then I'll move them up to some higher caliber things. Or maybe a semi-automatic 22.
Yeah, it's definitely good to get rid of that vibe that you have when you're first squeezing the trigger. For the first time.
Any inhibitions that you have, or hesitancy, or just that fear of recoil. This is just going to take that right out of the equation. So I'm definitely a big fan. It's the Chiappa. It's not spelled that way. It's spelled Chiappa or something. But it's I believe it's pronounced Chiappa, the 1873 22.